And we are back. You know who it is. It's your main man, Derek Stroman, and it's another live streamed episode of Speak Your Mind. I have somebody really dear to me tonight, and I know a lot of people will hit me up during the week talking about, man, you got this gentleman on, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he's gonna say, what he's gonna do, because believe it or not, this man is a legend in this community and all over the place, believe it or not. And believe me, I don't have to be the one to tell you, because he has no qualms about telling you himself about who he is and what he's done, not only for his country, but for his community, which is Baltimore, Maryland in this case. And he is a resident, and he's done a lot to help a lot of people, and he's a very close friend of mine, in which you'll see later in this particular episode. Very excited to have him. I'm not going to bring him on just yet because y'all know how I like to do it. Uh, this is the Speak Your Mind show. It is Wednesday night, and we shall begin now. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time out on this Wednesday night to watch this show. I know there's a lot of things that you could be doing right now. Those of you who decided to take the time out and hang out with me and my good buddy that I'm about to bring on right now, he goes by the name of Rickey, the real deal, Shackleford. He is the godfather of comedy, and welcome him aboard right now. What's up, Rick? How you doing? How about how
When
about
I'm in need, well, she's a trifling friend indeed. Well, she's a gold digger way across town, but she's good to me. What's going on, D?
what's going on, brother? What's going on, bro? What's
I
going
had to
on,
make
bro?
an intro, Bo.
Yeah. You came in hard. I missed your cue. I missed your cue. I still had you on. I still look. Look, the first like thing came in already. It's Ricky, the real deal, y'all.
Yeah,
This
we up
is
in
a
here.
celebrity. He's a celebrity. Y'all
That's
didn't
right.
know
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I'm a
What's up, bro?
celebrity, brother. Long as I make people laugh, I'm just in a good mood tonight, and I'm thankful. First, let's get this out of the way of you having me here, and let me speak my mind because I'm gonna do that anyway. Ain't gonna be no hose bar, and I'm gonna do it clean. So you know this, and you know this, man.
You know this, man.
You
Yeah,
know
man.
this, man.
How are you doing, man? First off, I wanna ask you how you're doing. It somehow you're timeless. You take care of yourself. You look good. I was
Yeah.
bringing up some clips of you from 2014, man. You look like you're getting younger. So what's your key? And I know it's a rhetorical question because I see what you do,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
you stay in shape and everything. But tell the audience, man, what you do.
Well, Derek, part of the conditioning of a comedian is staying in shape, as you say. I go to the gym 3 days a week. I'm basic treadmill setups, and and now I'm into the weights. Now I'm lifting big women up. I mean big weights up. Then I said women.
You did, bro.
That's what I meant to say. But I'm lifting weights, and it's part of the protocol that I've been using for years. And at my age now, it shocks a lot of people when I tell them my age because my cardio is outstanding. I cleanse a lot too, so that helps. When you're on that stage and you get winded, your energy. Like you said, plus here's a good thing. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And my spirit is to the top right now. I can't do no harm. I'm just, that's what I do to keep myself going. That's how you look like you're not a certain age by taking care of your body, your skin. And the bottom line is it's going to get better because now I'm at a stage where I want to I want to save this moment and close it in the best health that I can possibly be in. And that gym is definitely one of my sanctuaries. And also, I love church. As long as I keep that in my basic diet, church, and then the gym, and then comedy and producing. That's where I'm at. That's how I keep myself going. That's how I kind of basically and just keep the mental state. Athletes have to change. LeBron got to change. He got to run up and down the court. He got to jog. The same thing with comedy. You
Yeah.
got to exercise. People wonder, oh, is he on some weed or something? Why is he so hyper? That ain't weed. That's the gym. That's that treadmill. That's that hour workout, brother. You know what I mean? Sweating when people looking at you sweating on stage, they don't realize that I trained for this.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned it because I'm prepped, bro. I'm more excited now than I was 40 years ago. Yeah. So that's the passion I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And I've always had that regimen in my diets, always.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit because I mean, your skin. I mean, as you rub on your face there, your chin. I see, your skin look good. It look clean. Your pores look good. You definitely taking care of yourself. And like you said, it's an exercise because you are on that stage constantly, and you got a lot of stuff coming up. And before we even get into some of what you have planned for your near future here,
Sure.
you have a production company that does a lot to help the community. It's called BWT, which stands for Businesses Working Together. Can you tell us a little bit about BWT?
Yeah, well, BWT was created from 30 years in this business and being in the neighborhood and seeing that so many businesses are high, low, but they don't work together. Mm-hmm. And when you're promoting, because I wear a lot of hats, promoter, CEO, comedian, when you're out there promoting like I do, you'll get the negativity, the positivity of who's good and who's bad, who wants to help you, don't want to help you. One blessing that I have is I know Baltimore. I know the north side, east side, west side, and I'm from the Fairfield homes on the south side. Mm-hmm. And a decent apartment in the sky. Well, we're moving on up.
Moving on up. Come on, man. Come on. I was there too. You see,
I got the grace. Sing a little bit, boy. You gotta look like Isaac Hayes a little bit, though, D.
I got the Isaac going on.
Yeah, well, you're losing. You got that cow lick when the lick is still on your forehead, but you okay, brother. You'll live. There's a lick there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. You ain't. You called me out.
I know, but see, people don't know why brothers wear hats because that hair starting to go. Some of them will go bald, but I wear that hat. You don't know how my hair look. Boom! Look at that. I got one way up here too. They call it a way back. It's way back there. You know what I mean? So no, man. That BWT is very personal to me because all I've done is help people. My career from '86 to now, producing talent from every club in this town and from the different hotels. My BWT has been all over. We have done our job. We have left a legacy. And guess what? We ain't finished, bro. I'm telling you, we ain't finished, because it's starting to get good,
So what's lined up for you now? I mean, I know you just did a big show. You've been all over social media, lots of big performances, lots of great turnouts. One thing I've noticed personally from dealing with you and being around you for so many years is that you all, whenever BWT puts on a show, I mean, people come out. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about a couple hundred people. I'm talking about, in some cases, 1,000 people. Or, on average. Am I making this up, Rick? Tell me.
Not because I have to give a lot of credit to my partner in crime, Howard G. from the Kiss My Bubble commercial, because we've been partners for 25 years. People don't understand that, and that's what BW. We got to learn to work together. Take those, whether it's comedy, whether it's working at the gas station where you got Exxon and a Subway or Exxon and a Dunkin' Donuts. That's merging. That's working together. So what we did, it's a spiritual thing for both of us too. He connected us. and we just been family ever since. We know what it takes to get it done. We know every situation we're going to deal with and how to handle it. And we're professionals. One thing I can say about Howard G and myself, we bump heads. But when it's game time, we like the Ravens, other than the other day when the guy didn't catch that ball. He missed a touchdown. I was crying like a big old baby. I'm like, brother, that was the one. That was the one that put us over the top, and you just missed. I'm like, Lamar, what was going on? Lamar had a sleepy eye. You know what a sleepy eye is? Because he saw what was that? What was the guy's name? The big boy from Pittsburgh. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Not wrong. No, the defensive guy. He's been on them all night.
Oh no, you talking about? Wait a minute.
The defensive guy for Pittsburgh. He was on it. He got the brother. They brothers. Couple brothers.
Oh shucks.
I know. No, we getting brain dead, bro. We getting brain dead.
You said because you said he had a beat on Andrews. Is that what you said? Oh, you said he was on. You said he was on Lamar tail.
He was on Lamar, the big guy. If I say his name, you're gonna kick yourself. Because he got a brother.
Hayward.
No, God, man, I'm feeling so stupid right now. I just watched the game. He's I guess he will be more of a linebacker. He gave him the world all night.
Anybody else? JJ Watt.
Watt. How you gonna forget Watt?
I forgot. It was the reason why Bobby Carbo said, "Thank you, Bobby, thank you."
Hey, look, he was the reason why that Lamar couldn't complete that pass because he put that big 6'5" frame up. All Lamar saw was a Pittsburgh jersey, and that's why he kind of threw it to the side and like, man, that was a touchdown. JJ, it's a couple Watts brothers, you know what I'm saying? So when he did that, man, it just killed the moment because we were coming back city. I call it comeback city because we did that 4 times this year.
Every time. I might have been more than that, but see, so I mean, let me ask you then, what did you think about the call? What did you think about the call to go for 2?
I say go for it because you're away from home, first of all. Pittsburgh wasn't trying to let us out of there, bro. I've been to Pittsburgh. I performed at the Comedy Improv in Pittsburgh. Them people ain't no joke. That football is like the greatest event in the world for them. Yeah. And they live and die Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Iron Curtain back in the day. I go way back with Franco Harris and guys like that. So them people take and it's cold up there. It's the kind of cold will make you run back to Baltimore. It's cold. So, I give Pittsburgh credit. I mean, they won, but guess what? We still in for an exciting end of the year. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to stay on football so long, but I kind of cried on that one, bro. I ain't talked to nobody the whole next day.
Well, I was up in the air about the call because, I'm a football coach and I understand going for the win. I would have went ahead and sent it to overtime because the reason why as a coach I would have went into overtime is because they were having a hard time stopping our offense and we were doing satisfactory on defense as far as the Ravens were doing. So we could have stopped them had they gotten the ball first and had an opportunity to score. But somebody told me the next day, and I agree with that individual, is we were out of sync. It wasn't Andrews and Lamar. They weren't in a rhythm the whole game. Usually, when you can execute a play like that, is when you have some rhythm going.
Mr. Football Coach, I don't know you coach for the Tennessee Titans or the little Pee Wee League and all that. But I'm an athlete people don't know that I was an athlete. I played ball, not football. I played basketball. That was my passion, like you as a coach. And I believe, especially when I watch all the games, I'm a firm believer you got to get them while they're there because even if they'd have went into overtime, the surprise element was the whole key. You want to surprise them. Now, if he'd have caught that ball, we wouldn't have had this conversation.
We wouldn't have had the conversation.
Exactly. Oh, what the heck of a play. But here's the reason why. You remember the Ravens was behind the whole game. And I hated to see us, sweating to another 5 to 10 minutes trying to get this next point or whatever and don't come through it. So my thing is, get him while that ball was hot. He just scored a touchdown. So why not take the risk and get out of there? Okay. It's a gamble. It was a whole gamble.
And I'm gonna tell you something about that statement you just made. And I wasn't expecting to have this conversation, but let me tell you something. This is, well, I'm switching it around a little bit to kind of show people and explain to people who you are. This is who you are. That decision, you didn't even think twice about it. You didn't have an issue with the decision when you first made the statement about the play. I thought you might have had an issue with that call, but that wasn't the case. But think about what you do, how you live your life, how you produce shows, how you coordinate, how you move on a daily basis, planning for the next phase of what you're going to do business wise. These risky calls you make all the time.
All the time. Well, I'll give you an example, and I have to say that in the production end, you never know what's going to happen when you're producing a show. I just not just produce. I opened up for Harold Melvin's Blue Notes 3 weeks ago, and people won't believe this. Do you know that the drummer had a fibrillator and he had a slight heart attack right in the middle of the show? So that's like game time. What do? Do you panic? Here's the point. I've seen those situations before, so I caught it and I kind of played it out so smooth, and the crowd never saw it. They took the guy on the way to Guarantee. He threw his thumbs up. He was happy. Never cracked a joke on him, because that was a serious human moment. Somebody could have lost their life. Wasn't nothing funny about it, but that was game time for me, making the right decision from all the producing I do. I want people to have a good time. Nobody wants to come to a concert and see somebody have a heart attack that's in the band. Come on, man. So that was some serious stuff. But that was just like we're saying, making a decision as the coach on the Ravens. You got to make it. Sometimes you got to take a chance. I don't want us to be scared. We can't be scared of Pittsburgh. I take Pittsburgh, that whole town, and leave them alone, because they crazy. They crazy now. But you can't be scared, is what I'm saying. And the Ravens are known to play a little soft. Don't play soft. It's playoff time coming up, bro. Every game coming up is a playoff game. Think about it. Yeah. It's a playoff game. So you can't be scared. We let them get away with enough as it is. They took our heart with that, but it's okay. Yeah. But look at the risk. If we'd have caught that ball, we wouldn't have this conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I really, that's why I went there with it, because I realized it, and it took a second for me to digest it. But I've been knowing you for years, and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. But knowing you for the amount of time that I've known you, it didn't take long for it to resonate why you was okay with that decision. Where, people that know me, I'm somewhat of a risk taker, but I can be conservative as well about my decision making. But it didn't shock me once it again set in when you said that, hey, look, I just want him to make the catch with the JJ Watt was in his face.
He was in his face. He threw his hand. All I saw was Jersey, because they kept showing it over and over. But this is what I'm
that little sidearm thing he do.
That's the big boy coming at you. He tried to throw his sidearm, but JJ was blocking the big TV. That's how big. It's easy for us to sit here and say what he should have done. The decision was already made to go for it. Okay, so all Lamar can do is do whatever came to him. And with me being an athlete, I don't like no scared team. Brother, this playoffs is coming up with the Ravens and all these teams are coming in. You saw the way they set the schedule up all year. They want us all to fight each other. They want us to fight each other at the end of the year. You're going to earn that division this year, okay?
Yeah, with Cincinnati coming up in the ranks, it's not that easy anymore. The Browns are got better.
And you got to remember, Pittsburgh is a rival. They want to hurt us. You know what I mean? They want to make us look like bad potato chips, because that's how they play, and that rival just give you more intensity. They don't want to see the Ravens 10-3 or whatever, and they at the bottom of the barrel trying to figure out how to get to the top. You know what I mean? So, I have a passion for sports, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I was a basketball player. My first love was baseball. But people don't know I'm 64 years old. I had a good life, bro. You know what I mean?
So Bobby, this is a live show. Live comments come in. I'm gonna put up Bobby Carbos. Bobby Carbos. A couple people watching. First of all, how you doing, Bella Levy? Bella's great. She's an actress. She's in some productions we
Okay.
got going on. Bobby Carbos, same thing. Involved in a lot of productions of the stuff that we've been doing. Avid fan and viewer of this particular Speak Your Mind show. He's got a question for you.
For
He
sure.
asks, Ricky, did you play any softball back in the day in Baltimore? I played Druid
Right,
Hill,
right.
um, Swan Park, Carroll Park, and more. Just wondered if we ever played each other. That's his
Well,
question.
well, here's the thing, Bobby. I wanted to be on all the teams in basketball, baseball, but I was always focused on where am I going to go after high school. And sports, I know I wasn't Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, or Boo Powell. I wasn't Earl Monroe, the hottest basketball bullet player back in the day. I knew my skills, so I had this gift of gab, and I finally realized that at 21 years of age that comedy was my direction. That was my passion. That was, and to answer your question with the sports, I played the local BNBL basketball, the neighborhood stuff, but my focus once I found out I had this gift of gab and talent, my focus was on show business, and that's where my focus stayed. And it's something that once you get that bug, just like sports, if I would have been a great ball player, I would have stuck with it. But you know your skills, and not to downplay my athleticism, but this gift with this mouth, that was the best gift that I've ever got, because this mouth has really taken me where I wanted to go. I mean, I done blessed so many stages, but I have to give sports this credit. Sports is what prepared me, because football, basketball, you got to prep yourself. You don't just walk out there and play. You got to be in shape. Well, the same way with comedy. And I'm hoping I'm answering this question, but that's where I knew my strength was. My strength was, and also I'm a people's person. That's where Ricky the Real Deal came from. I'm real to people. What you see is what you get with me. So the sports thing was just something I just still love. You don't lose the passion because you don't play. You
Yeah.
know, I just went on with my career. At 22 years old, doing stand up and never stopped. Uh, Something I had to think about as a career as you get older. Like, man, what am I going to be doing when I'm 40? What am I going to be doing when I'm 50? What am I going to be doing when I'm 60? Well, this is what I've been doing. And I have to credit sports because it gave me the determination to finish. You know what I mean? Well, I'm winning. I'm winning with comedy producing because
Yes,
my
you are.
passion is there. I'm doing something I love. But
Yeah.
it all started with sports. Let's don't forget that. I
Yeah.
hope I answered your
And you did.
question.
You did, because I'm going to direct you straight to his response to what you said. Bobby says, "Thanks for answering it." He says, "Glad he found your He said, "Glad you found your passion." He says he's 63 years old, so he
All right.
understands doing what you love, and that's what he does. Still acting and still just being quite active in the industry, in the entertainment industry, because that's what you're doing. It's part of the entertainment industry. And I want to ask you real quick, Rick, because this is a
Mm-hmm.
personal question for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
all the years we've known each other, I never really asked you this question. I think this is the one of the best stages right now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, Around 2014, my father passed in 2013, and when I looked at the timeline, I saw when these videos were recorded, that was not long after that had happened. You were somebody who I was able to embrace, or you embraced me, and
Sure,
you
sure.
understood, you felt my pain, you understood what I was going through. I told you what had happened to me. As you know, I still wear my father's dog tag. Not only did you serve in the military, so there was a lot of synonymous, a lot of there was a lot of connections that we shared at that time. But to take on a pretty tough joint, Chappie's was a tough
Sure.
establishment. um, you had to battle your way. I asked you to host that that establishment, and we did well, but it took a while. You took a lot of beatings, verbal beatings, and
Don't tell me.
all kinds of stuff. I just want to ask you, and I want you to answer. Yeah, obviously you're gonna answer it as realistic as you can, but just tell me, what was that like? Why did you take on that assignment? And first, I want to say thank you for that period of time. But what made you do that, and what was that experience like for you?
Well, you got to remember, Derek, coming back to Baltimore, because I lived in Seattle, Tacoma, Washington. So coming back, I take Baltimore personal, and coming back to like Chappies and going through these mainstream clubs and going to the black clubs, I take it personal. I take my home personal. I grew up in that area.
That's
See,
right.
that's what people don't understand. That's why I could relate. I went to Ben Franklin Junior High School. I went to Southern High School. That's South Baltimore. So that's basically where Chappies is, on the south side, west side. But growing up on the Patapsco Avenue, going to Brooklyn, one of the Ben Franklin school, I can relate to the people, and I don't want to get into the negatives and positive, but it was what they call it, an insurrection there,
Yeah.
because I grew up in that era. I grew up with Dr. King dealing with all the racial problems and all. And one of my themes to one of my DVDs is, I'm going to change the world. What better place to change the world than your hometown, Baltimore, Brooklyn, Glen Burnie, and the people in Baltimore? Because I know how they live, and I know that the change is needed. I took the risk because I don't want people to judge me as a African American or black man and don't know me, because I always tell people this here: you want to know somebody, talk to them. That's the key to life. We miss out on so much that we can learn from each other because we're judging, and the segregation has got to stop. That's where Rickey Shackleford. See that theme up there says, "I just want to make you laugh." That goes for any, because I'm so thankful that I had a chance to work mainstream and black. I had a chance where I can relate to anybody that's talking to me. You're going to like me or hate me, but you're not going to disrespect me, because I'm not going to allow it. But I want to give you a chance when you talk to me, because I want you to say, hey, this guy's cool. But I want you to judge me on how I treat you, because I want you to treat me like I treat you. So that was the deal going to Chappies and South Baltimore. That was personal.
Yeah.
And a lot of my work comes from areas in Virginia, Pennsylvania, same type of little towns. I worked in a town way in Pennsylvania called Tyrone. That was the name of the town, Tyrone. Wasn't no black people there. I said, how you gonna have a name called Tyrone?
Tyrone with no black.
The name of the town was called Tyrone, but wasn't no black people there. I said, oh my God, who's Tyrone, the mayor? So, and this is way up in Altoona, Pennsylvania, man. I've been around the world, bro, and I'm thankful for that ride, that trip. So things I take, and I say this, I want to be this clear so you get the clear of what I'm saying, is you'll see the same situation in all these little small towns. I live in a small town now, Essex. It's no different than Brooklyn. It's no different than the same areas, the little one-night bars that you go through, people that don't know you, and they will look around when you come in, like, I know you ain't coming in here. Oh, yes, I am, because that's who I am. I'm not in the scared program. I'm not the scared student. I was always taking a chance because I had the experience. When you talk to people, that's how you know what you're going to get. Once you start talking, they can tell whether you in there to put a mask on to rob the place or too many masks. So I'm just in there to try to relate if I go out. And I don't hang out like that no more. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But that's just something because we were in Chappies. You know what I mean?
Well,
if that makes any sense.
It makes a ton of sense. And, excuse me, Bobby's having some fun with it. He said, hey, Rickey, there ain't no Germans in Germantown either, so he's having fun.
Let me do the joke, Bobby. Y'all got me on the sentimental moment. I'm still dreaming of a white Christmas, and I'm hoping like crap we don't get no snow.
No, I saw flurries. I saw flurries earlier,
but that's all we gonna get to is a couple flurries, because I'm going to the casino later. Yeah.
we do have Selena Pope. So I didn't know, and I spoke with Selena earlier. I actually got to meet up with her later after the show. Believe it or not, yeah, it's going to be a
Right.
late night for me because I'm like, well, I'm not like you. I'm still trying to catch up to your rhythm of how you get business done. But I do have to meet up with her later. She says you can read it yourself. He's
Sure.
a legend. You're a legend. I mean, and I would have to agree with that because a living legend, okay,
Right.
somebody I know personally. So and it's good when when people actually acknowledge you for who you are and what you've really
Oh,
done. But
that's
that's not
Selena. I know Selena. You talking about the author? I
the
know
author.
exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly who she used to come to all of our shows.
I never knew that. I've been dealing with her
Yeah.
as of late. A great person. We've done a lot. Just finished. We just finished. I actually have her movie, Afraid of the Dark, that was just completed as far as
Most
the edits
definitely.
and everything done. So I'll be giving that to her. DVD, like I always do for you. Burn the
Yeah.
DVD. About to run that
Yeah,
over.
that's
But
I know Selena very well, and like I said, she's an author trying to get her thing done, and I'm proud of it. And I'm hoping that when she sees, when we do our work, that she inspires herself to keep motivated, keep going, keep going.
yeah,
You're not going to succeed if you stop. You got to keep going. So if she got that from me, she know I'm very determined.
yeah.
And this didn't just start overnight. I've always been that way.
So Rick, check it out. She gave me
Sure.
a timeline because I told her our history, right? Which you
Yeah.
saw dates back to about 2014. Okay,
Right.
um,
Right.
she said she knew you long before then. She's talking like 2008, and you know how you bring vendors to your show. She
Almost
was
seven.
she was
She,
one of the vendors selling her
she was a
books at
vendor.
your shows.
She might have been when because we had a comedy night at the Holiday Inn in Glen Burnie. That's
Mm.
where I met Clint from. Clint that owns the
Clint,
Club
yeah,
Exploitation.
yeah,
And
TJ.
that's
Mhm.
where we started. We was 8 years there. 8 years at that one hotel. It was
Wow.
great because Glen Burnie ain't the area that you want to play, but I kind of knew the location because that's where I grew up at. I said if I could put a comedy night here, you got plenty of parking, a safe haven, and we had
Mhm.
a diverse crowd. They was coming from everywhere. You know, excuse me, Carroll
Mhm.
County, and it wasn't a Glen Burnie comedy show. It was just set up in Glen Burnie. You know what I mean? And a lot of our fans would come from all over Baltimore, Columbia, Carroll County, what's that, Aberdeen area. So, it was just good that we marketed there. But part of Baltimore was the plan was to take it to the Beltway because I always want my show in nice places. I
Mhm.
don't. I think we're better than that. I think that my
Mhm.
show is better than that. I don't want people in harm's way because if they're in harm's way, I'm in harm's way, and
Yeah.
I ain't gonna die for a joke. Ain't nothing funny with a bullet in your back. Keep the bullets to yourself. You know what I mean? So, but it's
So
good that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you was good. Like you could have kept going, bro. Like
Right.
I'm always entertained. It's always like how many times have I sat back and watched you have to entertain? And I will show a little bit of that, but people are coming in. I want to get to who you are, and
Sure.
I've been touching on that a little bit this show, but I mean, so far this show that is, but there's a couple things I wanted to go over, and one of the posters is directly behind you because right now we have Linnea
Mm-hmm.
Jordan and Selena
Mm-hmm.
Pope that are watching the show, and they've created plays, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
you and your staff, BWT staff, created the Sanford and Son Tribute, which I did record, which is a phenomenal play. I seen it twice, I filmed it twice, and
Sure.
it's remarkable. Can we talk a little bit about that? And you actually play Sanford, so I mean,
Yeah.
and you are a really, really, really look good Sanford. So let's talk a little bit about that to all these people who are actually doing this and have upcoming plays right now. So
Well, here's the thing. For years, Derek, I was doing impressions. I used to do impressions of Richard Pryor and Red Fox, and because these guys was more like they were my homework. They were my comedy club because I grew up listening to the vinyl where you listen to Red Fox talk real dirty, and he was dirty, dirty, dirty. He was dirty plus dirty. Okay, so I learned to do the voices, and my grandfather used to have stacks of his albums of Red Fox. So, for some reason, I always say to myself, man, this was meant for me to do this stuff, because
Mhm.
you have to think about it. How do you get into doing Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Flip Wilson and all these people? Well, I was raised with this.
Yeah.
Our TV was good TV. So Red Fox was the hottest show under All in the Family back in the day. And for
Mhm.
black audiences, man, that was just like watching Good Time. We got another black program on TV. We got two with a black and white TV.
We got to.
We got two. So one of the things I learned from Sanford and Son and Red Fox, I'm gonna give it to him from his album, his stand-up purpose. He had great timing. Red was he could stand up there. I'm faking a cigarette in his hand. Yes, shut up, dummy. And his timing, his acting, his facial expressions. And I studied this man. And don't get me wrong, dear. We'd have taken a year with that play, brother. I'd be in Hollywood screening this thing right now because I think that I would have knocked it out the box. Because the more you do, the easier it gets. We just did a weekend of it, and you recorded it. Strowman Entertainment recorded it. Excellent first show, but I'm looking at a whole year of that. Sanford and Son, because he was one of the reasons why I took Sanford and Son, because Red Fox would have made a difference today. He would have ate Donald Trump up. Yeah. Donald Trump would have been the big dummy. Okay,
You would have been the big dummy. You
he would
ain't
have been the
lying.
big dummy
Look
with
at
the
this
bad.
big dummy.
Look at this dummy with the bad hair. He was, I don't know who his beautician is, but he need to get some of his money back. So Redwood, can you imagine he would have had a field day? You feel me with all the problems we going on.
Oh
So
my goodness, you're right. That is
yeah,
so.
so I'm a kickback, Derek, from
Yeah.
from the 60s and 70s, and
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, Sanford and Son, Dr. King, and Richard Pryor, these guys was my idols. Muhammad, I'm the greatest of all time. I'm
Mhm.
so pretty. I beat Joe Frazier. These was my idols, bruh.
Yeah.
Dr. King, I looked up to him, brother, like I knew him
Yeah.
because he made a difference, and that's what when I say something about Red Fox and Sanford and Son and Richard, these people made a difference. They got my attention. They made me want to be somebody. That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
They made me want to be somebody, bro. I mean, that was way before Michael Jordan. We had
Mhm.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I know I'm jumping off the Sanford and
You are
Son.
you are not. You are not. You are
Yeah,
touching on the stuff that I really was hoping that you would gravitate to, and I was trying to, remember I spent a lot of one on one with you, so I
sure.
know I know where you can go with some of with your thoughts, and you think you're going astray from the topic, but all you are is galvanizing the topic. All you
Most
are
definitely.
is talking more about how it expands to everything that we deal with on a daily basis. You've
Most
always
definitely.
done that. You've always done that, and that's
What-
what I wanted. That's what I want. That's what I think our audience deserves to hear. Um,
Yeah.
and that's what they're hearing right now. I mean, and we can go on and on. I mean, you served time in the military, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I will take it back there real quick because
Sure.
that's important. And what made you? Because during that time, yeah, was it one of those things where life was so bad for you, or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
was you in trouble a lot, and it was an ultimatum? You understand? Because that's a lot of
Yeah.
lot of stories. Like, oh, well, I had a choice. It was either get locked up or
No.
go in the
Well, let
service.
me say this. Let's say this so we can be on page. One of the things is I was raised, man. My mother wasn't no joke, and I'm from a good family. My brother graduated out of Bowie State University. He got his master's degree. So we were all raised on the same level. See, my age, I'm 64. My brother passed. One of my sisters gone. But the reason why I'm saying all this because we weren't raised to mess up. My mother didn't play. I
Mhm.
love when people give me a Rickey Shackleford story on how hard Rickey is. That's coming straight from the core of my mother. My mother disciplined me. I'm very disciplined. I was never in trouble. We're not talking about what I did as a grown man. We're talking about growing up as a kid. So I always had a foundation. That's my point. And I always had an older brother I looked up to. My brother, I thought the boy was going to be a rocket scientist. I, he was a genius because he would bring a rock home from out of Maryland Drive, thinking you're going to discover gold. I'm like, bro, you ain't going to discover no gold in Maryland Drive. But so I got, and that's some of the material I'm working on now. How my brother he was smart as a whip. I mean, he brought home a turtle from Maryland Drive. I'm talking about one of them big giant turtles, and had the turtle tied to a string outside. And this is some true stuff, D. Look, this boy brought a chicken home, a chicken in the projects. Think about what I'm saying. Tied the chicken up with a string and put them outside every night in a cage. So we had to take turns bringing this chicken in all the time. We had to take turns. One day, I forgot to bring the chicken in. It was 20 degrees out there. So you know that bird was frozen. My brother beat me so bad, I think I still feel it. He's been gone for 30 years. You know?
Man, you making my face hurt, bro. You never.
What a great story, though, right?
Yeah, you've never told me that story before.
I know, but it's a lot of stories I don't tell because I'm trying to get into writing more about, like you're saying, about what is Rickey Shackleford all about. People don't know I was a paper boy, man. That's how I learned to deal with people. People wouldn't pay me. You carry these papers all day. You go knocking on the door. They ducking you. You know, they don't give you money. They only want, and you can hear them on the other side of the door. Like, who is it, baby? It's the paper boy, mama. Let him keep knocking. He's going away. You know, what about that money for lifting them sun papers all day?
They used to be real thick too, bro.
Thick, had every little ad you want in it. The ads was this thick in this thing, you know. And you carry them all day, then you got to go get your money, and they ducking you. I'm like, oh, no. I remember one situation, true and long. This woman, dogs, when we didn't have pit bulls back then and all that, we had a little, I don't know the name of them, like boxers and that. This woman said, get up there, put that paper up there. He ain't going to bite you. As of today, the dog still got his teeth in my butt, okay? As of today, when you get bit by anybody, you ain't going to never forget that. Man, she took me upstairs, made me pull my pants down. I'm crying like a 2-year-old. I thought you said he wasn't going to bite me. I had blood dripping down my butt. This was not cool, D, you know. But the thing I'm saying is, growing up as a kid, the jobs I had and the discipline, all that came from home. That came from my mother. I miss her so much today, and I don't mean to be sentimental, but that she raised me, and that's what I do now. I love that these young people call me Uncle Rickey now because I'm going to be your uncle, but you better take the tough love to go with it because I'll give you a cocoa butt, brother. I'll hit you right in the head, straighten you right out, then send you back to your mama, have her beat you again. How about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
No, but I had to share that because people don't know that I take it passionate about helping people, man. This ain't all about no jokes. Yep. It's all about what I can do to help somebody else. Look, when I met you, I'm looking at you right now. I never thought I'd see you on the screen and so confident. No, you confident. See, that's what I'm talking about. You confident. You look like you belong. When I saw you, your neck looked like it had a broken turtleneck in it. You're like, I don't know what's going on in my life, but I'll be so glad. I'll be glad when it get right. I'm proud of you, though, boy. Let me give you your props while we on this thing. You know, because I'm keeping this. This is something that's going to be in my archives. I'm saving this video. And I've been doing a lot of podcasts with people lately. You know, let's get on to that, too. Yeah, I know we're on the clock also. I'm not ready to do my own podcast with Coyote Entertainment. They're out of Security Mall. He has his own entertainment company. Me and Howard G is going to be Howard G. It's called The Kings of Comedy. Howard G. and Rickey Shackleford show. And it's going to start December the 22nd. And we're going to be inviting guests. And now, Derek, I want to see your face for a second. I want you to be one of the guests. Now, if you could take, it's going to be on a Wednesday from 6 o'clock to 6:30. That's it. We ain't going to do that long because we got other programs. So it's something where you can be in and out because we're not trying to give them all of what we do. We're just trying to do what BWT stands for. Work with other businesses. My game plan is guys like you that's got a podcast. I want to see y'all come on my show. Oh, yeah. I want to see them start working with you. Our problem is we're so segregated. That's why we can't get to the mountaintop in certain avenues. Your avenue might be different than their avenue. You feel what I'm saying? So that's part of the game plan, and I'm very hard focused on it. I'm excited about it because, brother, everybody in this world would love to make money at home. Home is where your heart is.
Yeah.
And I have not left Baltimore unless I had to go, but I do it because, sometimes you got to get away. I don't
Mhm.
have to perform in Vegas. And I did that for 15 years. I don't have to. My production is about ready to blow up.
My friend in the
You better,
blood.
it's
But
going to
but
blow up. You
you
better trust
able,
what I'm telling you. Huh?
well, my thing with what you're able to do is you've made a living out of it. This is like,
Yeah.
it's a business. It's just like anybody else that does a 9 to 5. And I know this because of our conversation, so I can talk a little bit internally there. You know, you're not lazy. Like you said, you use the word discipline. You
Yeah, you
you
can't
go
be.
from one show to the next show, then you
Yeah.
start planning for the following show after that. It's incredible. I've seen it since 2014.
We just did a show Saturday. That's the next show already. It's
Yep.
out there. You got to be on point because that's how you keep the crowd out there. And we got so much coming up in 22. We hiring. You're gonna like this one, Larry Lancaster on Howard G's birthday party.
Oh
He's gonna
wow.
be at he's gonna be at the American Legion where you take that last
Oh
show.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, he's gonna nice venue, 2 shows at night, and we got it already booked for Larry Lancaster to do it. He committed, and that's part of us trying to reel our talent. I don't care what you are, if you hit BWT or stage, you got memories. You're not gonna forget Rickey Shackleford or Howard G because we paid our dues in this town, and we've been very professional. You ain't heard no stories how Rickey just held up the grocery store and only took a bottle of aspirin. You ain't heard no stories like that.
Right, right.
We are here for business. We are businessmen. We're professionals on and off stage. So that's what I'm trying to share. I'm thankful that I was raised, and I get it to mom again and say that because tell these young people out here, listen to your mother and father. Listen, look at the person you are today, D. You had to get it from somewhere.
Yeah. My
You
dudes,
feel
pop
me?
dudes, they instilled it, and you never know when it's going to actually start to work for you. Because you're
That's right.
trying to
Oh
find
yeah. Look
who
at where
you
you at
are.
now. I'm flipping the script on you right now.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember when you first started, I'm like, who is this little ugly boy? Because you were so professional, likable. You can't hate a likable kid. It
Right.
ain't like you say, man, lend me $1. You never you always had class about you. And I'm giving you your props so your audience
Thank
will know you're a class guy, man.
thank
Even though you live in Dundalk and I live in Essex,
What?
we
Don't
could have
tell
did.
anybody,
I
bro.
know, I know, I'm not gonna.
I'm, I'm messing with you. They
I
know
know. I'm gonna say we could have did this at your house.
you like 10 minutes up the street.
From the street. So, but see, that's a spiritual plan. This was planned, bruh. We can look at how we met, but look at where we at.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't do what I'm doing for no. Listen, I was bit. I said this brother better be on time
I
because
know.
homie don't play this.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
You,
always on time.
what you say in the beginning? Listen, y'all. I know y'all ain't settled in yet, but we like to start on time.
All
So
on time. But
that's like the constant theme. It's the constant
Well,
theme. Every
I one of the reasons why I work mainstream and I've been to states and countries that a lot of us never been to. I worked in Idaho, I worked in Oregon, I worked in Iowa. The only black people was there was leaving. Okay, they were leaving. I said, brother, one brother was at the airport. I said, bro, what they got you in the house arrest? He at the airport. But when you get into Iowa, you never see nobody nowhere. So, and I didn't blink because I like that experience. You can't take that memory back, brother. Listen, I went in Oregon, Idaho, and Washington State. 4 different temperatures in 1/2 hour. Did you hear what I said? It
yeah.
was winter, spring, summer, and fall. I've never seen nothing
In a
like
matter
that.
of an hour, you said.
And
The
within an
travel
hour.
time.
Yeah, because I had to drive to the locations of the
Okay.
gig. Once I
Yeah.
got off the plane, I had to drive through. It was Idaho, Oregon, and Washington State. I seen rain, snow, sunny weather, and grazing grass that was the prettiest grass I've ever seen was in Bend, Oregon. Never seen nothing like that. So look at that travel, man. You can't buy that back. But
Yeah.
no black people. So it was time for me to get out.
The people really need to get out and see some of your stand up because
Yeah,
you have some really funny stuff, but you also have some compelling true stories
I
that
like to.
you mix into your comedy skits. And I know because and I understand that you want to work on new material, but some of that material you've been using for a while and it always hits
But but
home. You know how
but
many of your
but check,
shows I've
but
seen?
check this out. That was the purpose of writing it that way, because you don't have to always keep writing. Because with this business, you're traveling anyway. You're traveling.
Mhm.
So Oregon ain't gonna know what you just did in Detroit or whatever. But it's so universal. You want your material to be universal, so you don't have to keep writing and over and adding this and that. But I'm continuing to write because we got so much going on with the insurrection and Black Lives Matter, and and I have to tackle those because it affects me.
Mhm.
See what? And here's the thing I want to say: the world is so sensitive now. You
Mhm.
can't touch those subjects like you used to because everybody got their guards up. The
Yep.
pandemic ready to get you. You got a mask on your face. You don't know who's under that mask, Long Ranger or Tonto. Somebody under that
Love
mask.
Rachel.
I saw one girl though. She had a mask on. D. This is a true story. I said, "Oh, girl, you look so cute with that mask on." She lifted that mask up. Look, her mouth looked like a can opener. Her teeth looked like she had a can opener. I said, "Can you help me open my beer?" I got a Budweiser. Do you mind helping me open it up? This Bud is for you. But, um, and that's why you have to change your material to keep your act current, is what I'm
God.
saying. Oh, I'm also performing in Hanover, Pennsylvania at a comedy club, too. I'm doing that on, let me do that February. That's March the 18th and 19th. Races. I can't think of the name of the comedy club off my head because it's not on my schedule yet. But I'm actually booked at a comedy club.
Oh,
It's gonna,
no
it's
doubt in
gonna
my
sell out, and I'm going in there to tear it up, bro. I'm serious. So
I
you
had a
know,
question for you, real quick. I mean, I
oh,
didn't mean
no,
to
thank
cut you
you.
off. I did just
No,
because
cut me off. It's your show. It ain't my show.
well, I always wondered. Nah, you good because
Yeah,
this. You're my guest, and this is what that's why I knew it was going to be a great show. And this show is simulcasting. Just to let everybody know again, this is simulcasting to YouTube right now, uh,
sure.
as well as Facebook. So it's permanent. It's being recorded onto my hard drive right now, so
Most definitely. Most
it'll
definitely.
be etched. It'll be etched in time. So, and I'm glad I had you on. But a question that I wanted to ask you is, I noticed sometimes in the audience, the way your manner in dealing with hecklers. And so, two-part question: how do you know? How do you distinguish what a heckler is versus somebody who's just excited about you on stage and wants to feel. It seems like they develop a connection. They start acting like they know you, but you have a way that you deal with them, and it's almost every time I've seen, not even almost every time I've
Yeah.
seen you deal with
Yeah.
people in the audience, you have a certain style about that. What is it? What's the first trigger that makes you start communicating with the audience member? Like how do you go about that?
It's what
Tanya's watching, by the way. She just came on.
tell you what. Well, the first trigger of me tackling hecklers is if my jokes ain't the time. And let's say if I threw a joke out there and I didn't get the response from it, and I know it should be in the back. I tell comedians all the time, you should know where your laughter is in your material. So
Hmm.
when I start talking to the audience, it tells me that they're not into me yet. So
Yeah,
my improvisation tells me I got to get them into me, and then everything be funny. Your first objective is you're a comedian,
yeah,
and material is really secondary for me. Somebody told me down at the Comedy Factory one time, he said, "You a heckler with a microphone."
yeah.
And
You do,
everybody
you
can't go
do.
after.
Yeah.
They said, "You a heckler with a microphone." And I took that
Hmm.
like, I just want them to enjoy themselves because
Hmm.
I got so much talent, and not to toot my own horn. That's not what I'm saying. I can sing, I do impressions, and I do jokes. All comics can't do all that.
Yeah,
I just did a concert the other night, and it was and concerts are different. They come there to watch those bands. They don't care about my jokes, but I host the whole show. But
yeah,
all the workout I did, I said, you know what? I'm gonna put singing in my show because it's a concert. So I got material with singing in it, and I did some old school stuff, and they ate it up because I was relating to them. You feel me? Because it was an older crowd, and the key to comedy is you want to be likable, likability. Watch my face when I'm messing with an audience.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm just trying to make you laugh. That's it. Because once I get you into my zone, brother, I can do anything. How would I tell you? I've done a 4-hour show when I first started. When I first came back to Balboa Gatsby's nightclub. And I do that because I learned so much about improvisation. You can get your funniest stuff while you just stand up there and improv like, did I just say that? Because you on the road, you got that comedy thing going, and things are rolling in your brain. You think comedy, and then you got to remember, I'm taking a serious torch with Red Fox and Richard Pryor in my brain, and Bill Cosby giving out pills, and you know what I mean. So you missed that one, Derek.
Oh, you Bill Cosby? No, I heard it. Bill Cosby
I
giving
said
out pills.
I said Bill Cosby giving out pills.
I heard you. Look,
I'll give you one every now and then.
I'm coordinating. I'm looking at the, because I can't even really, well, because I want you to continue. You know, people are asking questions in the chat room, and they're just bigging you up. I'm putting it on the screen, but that's fine. I'll put it on the screen. People can read it. But a man like Selena said, like she said, one of the true legends, you got to let the legend speak. You know, so carry on, because you don't know when's the next time you'll be able to hear that man speak like that again. So
I'm gonna tell you something. I worked in at the Edgewater Casino in Las Vegas. That was in the casinos there, and I did probably about 30 minutes of my improv. Can you imagine? Now, these people don't know me from a green eggs and ham book, but I did 30 minutes of it. Slid that in on you there, just trying to see if you're listening. But they didn't know me. But when I got off stage, see, all I want to see, and this is my whole objective to an audience, I want my audience to have a good time. You didn't come out to have all your problems. You know, leave them problems at the door, pick them up when you leave, okay? They'll still be at home when you get there. So my objective is to entertain them. Because, see, I'm a kickback again. You know, I got to remember, I'm a kickback from Rodney Dangerfield. I tell you, I never get no respect. These are my idols coming up. Rodney, you know, so Henny Youngman. I know I'm going real old and dirty and deep.
I know Rodney. I didn't know the last one you just said, but hey,
there's a whole lot of out there. Don Rickles was one of my favorites.
Rickles, I know Don. I remember Don.
Don would rip you up until he ripped you to the next day or the next weekend. That's what he was known for. But once again, those are the guys that was always in my ear. If Don Rickles can do this, I can do this. Look at the one that passed away, the female, Joan Rivers. Don't want to forget. See, I want to give the history of comedy, how I got into it. Joan Rivers, these people was off the hook. Yeah. And to watch these people growing up, I could not be no more than a shell of them because I looked up to them. Oh, why I did impression? Rich Little used to do all the impressions. He would do Ronald Reagan. Well, let me tell you, this is Ronald Reagan. And I picked up doing impressions from him. Richard Nixon, let me make this perfectly clear. See, these guys, you know, and I'm throwing, and look at all the wrestlers that we done had. We had wrestlers like Macho Man. Oh, yeah, let me tell Strowman one thing. Yeah, you take this and shove it up your green eggs and ham. Yeah. So when I was a kid, I idolized Hulk Hogan. Oh, let me tell you WrestleMania's one thing. You got to get up in the morning, eat your breakfast, say your prayers, because what you going to do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? So this is what I had to look at as a kid, doing voices, and that's how I got into Red Fox. Red was my guy, and I want to do this one with Red, since it is Christmas time, and it's called Towards the Night Before Christmas.
Yes, sir.
It was the night before Christmas, while the children were in bed. Pop was snorting cocaine while Mom was giving him some head. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. First, I went to the bathroom and let loose my bladder. It was a little old driver, so lively and quick. I knew it was a white man because he had a small brick. He said not a word, but he went straight to his work. He was still in the stockings. He left like a jerk. But I heard him explain as I drove out of sight. I know I'm a white man. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, Bobby said his jaw's hurting. Look, I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying to produce a show here, bro. Like I
Right,
can't
right.
even keep my composure. That I like that a lot, man. That is good stuff right there. That is great
And
material.
it's Christmas
That's
time,
good
and
material.
one of the things I've always loved, Derek, is to see people have a good. I had a great life, man. People don't know from Baltimore, been around the world, from U.S. on tours, and opening up for all the national acts, from Patti LaBelle and OJ's just did Harold Melvin's Blue Notes, got two concerts coming up, and you can't ask for a better life, and with the passion you have for people. And I'm not going to limit it. I had a contract 5 years at Ocean City at the Princess Royale. I was the headliner doing 3 shows a night. So you don't forget all that stuff. I had a great tour, man. I had a great run, and I'm thankful that, like you said, I look good because I ain't finished yet, D. I
Yeah,
want mine.
you
I
look
got
like you
plans to
getting
bring that
started.
play back. We want to bring Red Fox and the play of Sanford and Son back once we get into March. So these are the things that's important to me is, hey, look, let's take this thing as far as we can go. I'm looking at doing this podcast just like you're doing it. Can you imagine me and Howard G on a podcast?
It's gonna be good. It's gonna
It's
be.
going to be good because you're talking about two creators. We
Hmm.
do. I've been talking to show you how my higher power work, and I want to share this. I said,
Absolutely.
Howard, we would have made some money. Think about this if we was a comedy team. There's
Hmm.
no Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. You
Hmm.
can count the comedy teams. I said, Howard, two black men doing all these impressions on stage, it would have been sky's the limit. But here's the deal. Now we on the podcast. I already challenged him in doing impressions on maybe one or two. Okay, do your best, Chris Tucker, because he does him, and I'm gonna do Richard Pryor. So it's gonna be exciting. And don't get me wrong, I just did that from the top of my head, what you saw. But I'm
I,
gonna be training and ready when
but the way this is how you always are. This is what I needed and really wanted the audience to be able to appreciate. This is somebody I could run to your house and be there in a couple minutes and talk to you for another 2 3 hours if I want. This is you.
sure,
This is who you are. It's fluid. It's fluidity. It's natural.
sure,
It's effortless. Like you just said, you didn't even try. You just kind of it's freestyle. It's improvisation
that's
that
right.
somebody else would think was pure natural writing. And I'm just always wowed by it. And like you said, you were to be as busy as you are because I call you sometimes. You're like, oh, hey, I'm getting setting up for the next
I
show.
sound like McGruff the crime dog.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You get going when you're really
yeah.
busy. You're a hard man to be able to not necessarily get in touch with because you always make yourself accessible. But it's
Okay.
like, hey, I got to keep it moving because you're always producing shows and people don't
I want,
understand
I
you
want, I want to say
produce.
this to you. I did the concert about 3 weeks ago, and somebody from my home neighborhood. I grew up in Fairfield Homes. I love that place because it raised me, and everybody was so close because everybody knew each other. So some guy walked up to me the other day, and I'm from Fairfield. This is what he said. He said, Rickey, people from Fairfield is proud of you. Boy,
Mm,
that hit me so hard because people don't know how hard I had to work from my old neighborhood when I first started. They weren't supporting me because that was my love. They didn't care that Tanya just hit in.
yeah,
It was my
that's
love
what
for
she got it.
comedy.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
she
but
got it
so
from you. But
what'd
go
you
ahead.
say?
She
Yeah, but
Tanya.
I'm just saying, I love that form of flattery. See, the little things mean a lot to me because everybody's not going to cheer you on, rah, 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 who
Mhm,
cares, who cares, who cares. But
mhm,
people do care because that's why this pandemic has been it's been a hard flick, but it gave us a chance to reflect and think a little bit. We ought to be thankful that me and you can be on a podcast talking. We ought to be thankful that we can
mhm.
go to a ball game and cheer on the Ravens. We ought to be thankful for those little things that we had snatched away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you take something away, it's like, imagine somebody took your toothbrush away. Boy, your breath gonna be kicking. You gonna say to yourself, boy, where's that mask when I need it?
Yeah, cover that breath up right
You're
back
like,
in your
oh
face.
my
Though. That's the only
goodness, I done burned a hole in my hand trying to cover that breath up. So that's all I'm saying. And that's what comedy is about. You should be able to turn anything into a joke. I want people to be ready to come see me perform, and I don't care if it's hosting the show. I'm going to give you 100% because I'm in preparation mode now. All I've been doing is writing, and I have not told you other than the mass joke with the can opener. That's the only one of my new bits. I don't want to give you nothing. I want you to come see me.
So
It will
tell
be
us a little
posted.
bit about
Yeah,
where.
it's going to be posted. Yeah, it's going to be posted on Facebook. And anytime you might want tickets, whoever, you can cash app me. And we do that because that's the ghetto way of getting your money right away. Cash app me. Some people, I can't got no money. Well, you ain't got no cash app. You ain't getting no ticket. That's bottom line. Who is Bella? Bella had been hitting in the cover that she
Yeah, yeah,
actually loves Jesus, and I do too. And I heard
yes,
her say, high power.
yes.
D, I'm telling you, after what I've
Yes.
been through in my life, losing family members, all
Mhm.
the problems that I talk about in my stand up, if I didn't have him, I couldn't continue. You
Yeah,
know what I get excited about? I have to let people know. I get excited about going to church on Sunday
yeah.
because that's my sanctuary. I can get
Mhm.
away from the claps, the cheers. It ain't about me. I'm just saying, it's not about me, but I'm looking at the blessings I'm starting to get. I'm getting so many. Listen, I'm booked all the way to May. I don't remember the last time I was booked all the way to May. I mean, some ins and out spots, but that's kind of work starting to come in because I'm making a difference. And I'm not calling them, they're calling me. Because when you go through something with this comedy business, people don't know what you go through.
I'm impressed right now. I want to tell you something real quick as you
Sure,
go on, right? And the only reason why I want to interject is I'm just looking at the amount of people that are enjoying this show, and I'm just looking at the likes and the laughter. I think that's the first time doing this show that I've seen the amount of like laughs. You're making people do exactly what your banner says, and what you want to do. You just want to make people laugh, and that's what you do. It's you doing it. So sometimes people. I have this conversation with people about myself that they always
sure.
want to, and I'm okay with accolades. I'm not taking it. I like I treat my team that way. I'll say something good. Hey, you're doing a good job, so I like it too. But when
Sure.
it's you, it's different, right? But you're just
Yeah,
doing
well,
it. That's
you
the
know
you
what?
care.
One of the things I teach comics is have confidence in yourself. I don't care what you do, have confidence in it. So it's a second nature for a pat on the back for me because
Mhm.
I want to go further with this. This conversation today is going to blow up in your face when you're like, man, I got this guy on video. He's my guy. I can
Mhm.
call him. Here's the thing. I don't change. I don't change my friends. I don't look for new ones, but I don't change my friends because I
Yep.
know who care and who don't care.
Hmm.
Yeah, you ever have people call you when they need something? They always call you when they need something. Like,
Man, I ain't heard from
call
you
me.
in a minute.
Can you call me just to say how you doing today? I need. No, you need to hang up. That's what you need to do. Hang the phone up. Don't call me. Click up again. Nobody calls you when they say, hey, Rickey, how you doing? How you feel today? I remember I had an abdominal surgery in the hospital.
Oh my
And because
god.
I didn't want people to come see me, no way. I was broken down. I was like a broken down old car. And family came. People knew I was in the hospital. They didn't come to visit. So as I get out of the hospital, they're gonna be like, brother, I still need something. What do you need? You need to find you more friends. That's what you need to do. Okay, that's crazy. But
Oh my
um,
goodness.
no. One of the things
That's
that
great.
and I think I'm hoping that the audience is listening.
Mhm.
The affection of just giving. You should be able to feel my energy, and
True.
that's why, man. I'm telling you, I worked all around the world, and these people love me because they love my energy. Is what I'm saying. And
Hmm.
people don't know I kept this thing clean. I can
Yes,
be
you
just as
did.
dirty as clean,
Yep.
but you got to know how to say certain words, and it's all about timing. Um, I know that on stage, brother, I've had some good days, and I don't even talk about the bad ones because a bad day is not a bad day. It's an experience day.
It's
You
experience.
experience things. Every day you're not gonna have the greatest, but you up and you're doing the things you enjoy. That's easy. Do you know how easy it is for me to get? I can't even sleep because I'm excited about getting up the next
Yeah, I
day.
know. That's what I'm talking about with you.
Yeah,
That's the energy that has been constant since the day I met you. It's constant.
sure.
what you say, you're always on time. You never once showed up late for one of
No.
your hosting gigs at Chappie's. You were always there. You come roll. It didn't even matter. You was always there. You'd be a few minutes early, all the time,
Well,
all
my
the
mother
time.
always say, better late than never. Here's the thing. Just Saturday just passed. Well, I got there. I usually get there 6 o'clock. I got there 5 o'clock because I knew we are gonna have a packed house coming to this place. And I'm
Mhm.
trying to show my business to the Coyote Man Entertainment, trying to show him how we are. He know how we are because he been following us for years. So the point is, good thing I got there on time. The DJ forgot that he had the gig that night. How you gonna forget that you've been knowing about this for a month? Don't
Um,
you put it on your schedule? See, that goes back to what I used to tell DJs. See, y'all ain't getting no work. That's why I see all this dust on your machine. Yeah,
yeah.
it's been sitting in the basement collecting dust, okay? And that's what I'm saying. But listen, good thing I got there on time
Hmm.
because we had to search for it's hard to get somebody all of a sudden. It don't
Yeah.
work like that. You know that.
I
We
know.
called up a friend, he knocked it out, but I was so tense when I started to do the show, and I said some things that I didn't want to say, but that was the only thing on my mind. We made it this far, but I don't like going through that. You should know about all these people hitting me in now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, because they see you on the show. They see you on the show too, man. Listen. This, obviously we can go on and on. There's something I want to show people. I want to give them a glimpse of that era in time. I want them to see how you
Yeah,
looked. What's that? Six years ago? What is that? My math is off. Yeah,
that's more than that. That's about
7 years ago. Can you
that's
believe that was
no, that's almost 8 years ago. We're going
It's,
into
oh yeah, we're
22.
going into 20. Was it really that long? Eight
I
years?
know.
Jeez. So I want I have something loaded here. I want you all to see, and I'll tell everybody right now. Just there will be a little bit of language, so caution to any young listeners out there, which I don't think are really watching right now. But hey, if there are any, hey, close
You
your
got me
ears.
curious. You got
Yeah,
me
but
curious now. I'm waiting
it's
to know what
it's
you're gonna pull up.
it's it's not so bad. But check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get this set up real quick, and you will see a little bit of our good buddy Rickey, the real deal Shackleford, back at our Chappie's days when he hosted um, some of the shows that I was bringing to this
That's all
establishment.
right, though. But one thing about Derek and myself, we can take a joke. Don't think we can't. With all the bullshit I done put on, I know I can take one every now and then. But you better be able to take it. Yeah, I don't see it.
Let's go.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final of the Chappies game. Folks, the rules are very simple. You have to answer the questions really quick. If you don't answer the questions on the count of three, the audience is going to say goodbye. 1, 2, 3.
Goodbye.
All right, my audience is getting lower and lower. Goodbye. I know. I hope it's round 20-minute first show. That's a lot of time. Okay, here we go,
Let me
folks.
check you out there,
Here's the
Rick.
first question. Yeah, but I don't see it. My favorite sitcoms was Three is Company, and you guys should know this. Name the cast that were in Three is Company. Get one shot. John was one of them. John Ritter was one. Three is Company. Suzanne Summer. Boy, Rich, you on your game, boy. Give it up for Rich, man.
Yeah,
Suzanne Summer. She was high as hell back then, too, Patty looked like she in the seance right now. Give me a name of, come on now, on Three is Company. Patty's Fuck. Patty's Fuck was not in there.
I did. I just wanted people to just get like just a glimpse of the personality you have. That was when we started doing your game show. Remember we talked about it, and I was trying to find some kind of files real quick, and I could go on, and just for the audience out there real quick, you I guess maybe they couldn't see it. You saw it though, right?
No, I couldn't see it. That's what I was saying.
Oh, you couldn't see it? Oh, I'm sorry.
But I could hear it. I kind of remember. But listen, I pulled this up because Bobby was asking me about can he audition for Sanford and Son,
Yeah.
and there might be because we're going to do auditions. he might make a good Smitty or Hoppy with the police. There was
Mm.
a couple of police in there that
Oh,
we
that's
had.
right.
Yeah, we had to bring a guy named Wild Bill all the way from New Jersey, a comedian friend. And but once we do the auditions, man, this is bigger than just Baltimore because
Mm.
we want to take that Sanford and Son on the road. Um, I want that to be my final straw. I mean, I don't know a better person to honor than Red Fox. He
True.
paved the way, and when people don't know when Red was clean before he was dirty, people don't even know all that. Okay, he couldn't have done Sanford and Son if he was dirty because he just made you laugh because of the character that he was playing. And he could crack on anybody any given time. And I heard a lot of that stuff was improv. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Oh
So,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, it was improv. And Norman Lear, he was on yesterday with the Different Strokes and the Family Matter live. That was last night.
Hmm.
And this man is 99 years old. Are you serious? And he could still walk and move. And Norman would be definitely proud of Sanford and Son. So
Wow.
once we get everything tied in on the right way, you're gonna be surprised how it's gonna just bring out people. Because when I hit that road, I want the best cast we can possibly bring together. I'm serious. And
And I
and
want
because
to I want to
go ahead.
refilm it because what I filmed, I know you guys are still pushing that same DVD. It was done pretty well. I had to cut it together out of two
Yeah,
shows, but we
yeah,
pulled it off, and
yes, we
it's
did.
something that you can enjoy from beginning to end. But next time it's going to be a whole lot better. So I
Are
just
you
want
ready for this? On the ground. We're not talking about advertisement on radio and internet. I sold 300 copies on the ground,
yeah.
you know, and that just show you the love that people have for me in Baltimore. And they were just curious, you know, if I've done other characters, and I got one right here. And if I don't want to lift nothing, I'm gonna mess up my little platform I got here. But um, I move something right now. Everything's gonna come. London Bridge will be falling down. Okay. But I've done other characters. People don't know I did Rick James back in the day. You'd have thought Rick was on that stage the way I felt. I did Rick James. I did a minister character. I did a wino character. He's right. The wino character is holding up this platform right now. I'm not moving nothing. Okay.
The wino, is that what's holding your phone up? The wino
And
character.
holding the phone up, and we've been having a great conversation.
Oh
So
man. Yeah.
it's not important to show that, but
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to let people know the character. But I want to say this: the
Hmm.
acting role of Red Fox from Sanford and Son was really my first acting role. Did you hear what I said? I might have did characters, but I didn't do a whole. I carried that whole sitcom if you think about it.
Wow, you
You
did, man.
know, so everything.
You was the truth. I kept telling you, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
pulled that
you
off,
did
man.
say that.
People need to see that DVD.
Sure,
I know. I mean, I don't know if you still mass producing copies, but
right.
that show needs to be. I'm telling, it need to be in stores. Now I know a lot of people don't watch DVDs like that anymore,
Right,
but
most definitely. I understand.
a lot of people do. So
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Don't let you fool you. A whole lot of people got a DVD player.
yeah,
I know because I got one in here right now. And I watch all my dollar store movies, brother. I
and I
got so many
burn
dollar store. Huh?
and
What
no, I'm with you, and I burn them. You know, I burned yours.
do you have? You don't, but you don't have what do you call it that can burn more than one copy?
No, and I don't have
A
a DVD
burner, I guess.
machine. Yeah, I don't have one that continues like a mass producing
Yeah.
DVD burner.
Well, I had a guy that was doing that, and I think his wife kicked him out and threw the burner out too and broke it up. So it was. But
Oh,
see,
I
that's
remember
why that. Hey, look, that's why that hookup ain't always good.
the hookup. I know the side.
And then I can, but I can probably get them done from Walmart or whatever if I'm, and I can turn them. I'm doing concerts now, bro. Do you know how easy that's going to be sell with the, especially with that 50 and over crowd that I'm dealing with? And
Mhm.
one of the things that I'm bringing to the table is my likability, D. Um, I don't want because you know me from in the grind and being so disciplined. I'm a
Yeah,
nice guy. I did the guy you want to see. You're talking to him right now. This is
yeah,
the norm. This is normal. But when I'm working, well, I
yeah.
got my
You can't.
radio
You
on.
don't. You ain't got no words. I mean, last show I was at with you, you barely said 5 words to me.
I'm working, bro, because I know that's my my reputation, my brand, as we say. And I'm very proud of my partner in crime, Howard G, that we came so far together, man. We done been through the good, the bad, the ugly. I've seen this boy get married twice, and I still don't know his wife. That was funny. That's that improv again. That's funny. I still don't
I
know his
still
wife.
don't know his way.
I know she would hate that I just said
Oh
that
yeah,
because I
you
do
said that.
know
You
her,
better
but
hope
I
you don't see this show.
but think about this here, but that's the improv I'm talking about.
Yeah,
See how jokes come out like that?
yeah,
When you're a natural comic, that's how it works. I can do stuff natural and write it in my brain better than putting it down because I'd rather be the natural. That's why I said when I worked Vegas that time, people were coming up to me. This guy said, I ain't never seen no comic just hold that audience. And he could tell that was coming from the top of my head, but I
yeah,
was killing it. And that's just not on one occasion. Improvisation is something that's trained. You have to
yeah.
train to do that.
Train you.
You know?
It's a muscle memory. It's
Yes,
you have to
yes,
train
yes.
your mind to be able to trigger like that. Just like you come up with the expressions, the impersonations. You were doing them like on the fly. Like I
Sure.
mean, you didn't just you wasn't just doing African American or black
Most
impersonations. You were
definitely.
switching to white folks too. You were just going
Yeah,
back and forth. It's just like it's not that easy to change your voice, up
yeah.
to that many different, ethnicities, so to speak. You know what I mean? So,
Well, I watched the other night. I watched Muhammad Ali and I watched the name. The title was The Greatest. He did years ago. So Will Smith came back and did his version of Ali. I had both on a DVD, so it was like a treat for me to see both of these guys do that. Once again, Ali was the greatest. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm so pretty. That's Ali. He was so cool and so smooth, but one of my other guys was Rocky Balboa. This is Rocky Balboa. Hey, Adrian. I just got a DVD on Rocky. So I'm watching Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Ali, and the greatest. This is like, man, I thought I was in heaven because I've always loved Sylvester Stallone. He's done
mhm,
his thing, bro. And then you
yeah,
looking at Muhammad Ali, the greatest. If he didn't turn this world around, if you don't know the era, do your history on it, what the
yeah,
man was fighting for. Just the ability to be free and not have somebody control your life.
mhm,
That's the same way comedy is. I don't
yeah,
want nobody to control what I say. I know that I'm in front of a church or a mainstream or a club, but I want to still be able to say what I want to say
yeah,
because that's the true art form again, the art form.
yeah,
I just want to make you laugh. It ain't about me trying to depress my audience because I don't want that.
mhm.
I've had people. I had a lady one time, true story, in New Jersey. I didn't even say nothing but "How you doing?" First, "How you doing?" And I saw the way she was treating the other comedian. I said, "Miss, please don't talk in my show, cause I bust that booty." Do you know she started crying?
She started crying.
She started crying. I'm like, I was only
Uh,
up there 30 seconds, D. 30 seconds.
this is what I was telling you about how you interact with the audience. That's why I said that. It's funny. It's
She
funny. Yeah, I've
started
seen
crying.
it.
I
I ain't
started
seen
crying
nobody
with her.
start crying, but you said I
I
started
know, but it was because you know what? Sometimes, like I said, sometimes people bring their problems into a comedy room.
crying. Hmm.
You shouldn't do that because a comedian don't know what you're going through.
Hmm.
I've cut into audiences so hard sometimes it just makes them wonder, like, wow, how can he get away with that? But at the whole time, I got a smile on my face. So it's just a joke. You know what I mean? So,
I got a
and I
question.
think, sure,
Real quick. I got a question for you because it's right on the same subject matter. Okay,
sure,
how is it? It's obvious that you can perform in front the same way, and I've heard you say this as well as do
sure.
it. Perform in front of a light audience as well as a really big crowd. What do you feel when you see the really massive crowds? I mean, is there any? Do you feel the nerves anymore? Do you get the
Well, that's
butterflies in your
more
stomach?
That's more to pump you up when you got a big crowd because you know you're gonna get a big laugh.
Hmm.
But when you get a small crowd, you're sweating like a slave getting off the ship. You mean to tell me that I got to go to America for this? The Indians would be mad at you, bro. And I'm just trying to make you laugh, but I'm just saying I've worked Ocean City where I had 10 people sitting in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And that 10 people can be better than that 200 sometimes.
Right, right.
Because what I do is that's where the real deal comes in. I get personal with them. I talk about, so what do you do for a living? People have a way to open up to me because I make them feel at home. I wish you could have seen me, not just Chappies, but in a lot of mainstream rooms. Man, you'd be like, wow, why is this guy here? You know,
yeah,
because I like to see my audience. A lot of time, audiences, not all of them, like to be a part of it. They mainstream love for you to crack on. Black
yeah.
audience is going to meet you outside in the parking lot when this is over. They're like, no, you're not, brother. You're not talking about me like that. My girl just broke up with me. She broke up with me in the comedy club all because you said I had on some sweat socks. I know one was shorter than the other. I just happened to grab the ones in the dark. She made me so nervous at home. I had to put the socks on in the dark. Didn't realize I had one high and one low. But see, that's the gravity of improvisation right there, right there. Who can create something as stupid as that and just put? I'm trying to paint a picture in your mind when I do that.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
but I love it, man. I'm telling you, man. 22 is going to be a bomb year for me. It's going to just blow up. I'm ready for it, man. And you're going to remember that I said that. I'm going to give a shout out to Tanya Wiley. That's my
yeah,
shorty. That's my buddy. And
yeah,
she's a very funny comedian. And I'm invited her on my show. And I'm kind of like managing her and a couple other comics. Not looking to manage a lot, only the ones that will listen. If they don't listen, I can't help.
yeah.
Back to McDonald's, back to the drive-thru,
So,
practicing that microphone. McDonald's, how many
practice
burgers you want?
in that microphone.
Practicing that microphone. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a real big a big honor, man, to really be. I'm looking. I was going to say it earlier, but you had to get your words in. I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Strowman. I see Strowman on your backdrop, but I see Rickey Shackleford beside it.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
see what
right.
I'm looking at?
Yeah,
See, people don't know how that came to pass. We spent time, bro. You done seen my ups, my downs, and just a little bit of time, but you ain't see all of them. But I had enough of that little bit of time. But
yeah,
to see that you finished what you started, or that what you talked about, and what you want to do, the obstacles that you had to jump, because sometimes people get in your way.
yeah,
Because as a producer now, you want it done a certain way. And I'm just so excited to see how level-headed you are interviewing me. I'm like, you
yeah.
you got your head up right, you just you fit the bill. You fit the bill of somebody interviewing somebody. You
Well,
understand?
it's as much as I want to jump in, like when you talk, it's kind of the way you flow in your conversation. There is no real cutoff point, right?
Right,
And it's
right.
it's great because what you're saying, you just want to hear, but it's intriguing what you're saying. So as an interviewer, I want to ask a question about what you just said, but then
Right.
you have so much knowledge to tell. It's almost like that's why I want to do the documentary with you, because
Most
in a
definitely.
documentary you can talk essentially as much as you want, and it's coordinated properly without this is a live show, whereas
Sure.
interruptions, because I want the audience to get a real feel, and I have the as the interviewer, I have the questions that I want that they might want to ask. If they're not,
Sure.
they could be Bobby, Tanya, Linnea, Selena. They're all saying their stuff. There's an audience that's watching that's not saying anything, and
Right.
they're viewing, and they might be wondering
Right.
about
Right.
certain things and of that nature about you. So and you're so good, as if you just let uh, you continue to say what you have to say, you're probably going to answer their question.
Most
But
definitely.
but because I know you, and I know there's a time where I'm like, hey, I want to ask this because it's a personal question for me, because I've been in those rooms with you. I've been at several of your comedy
Most
shows.
definitely.
I've been at plenty BWT stuff, plenty just strictly, our organized productions and so on and so forth. So I've seen the blows you've taken. I've seen how you handle rooms, crowds, big and small. So
Most definitely. Most definitely.
it's just great to have you. And I don't want to keep you much longer. I know it's 9:14 now, but I do want to ask you. to convey to the audience one more time a couple of things. I know you're not no whippersnapper anymore with all this social media stuff, but you are on
Sure.
social media. If somebody you can see Tanya said she'd love to play Aunt Esther. I'm not, so in your play, the people want to get involved in what you do. Are you bringing the same full cast back from the original Sanford and Son, or is there going to be a remake or recasting, or how are you going about that?
Well, here's the thing. You got to remember, some of the material will change because the times has changed now. We had Donald Trump in the chair, so now, we can use some jokes on Trump, but now we have to upgrade the writing.
Hmm.
There will be a casting call out because what I'm looking for now is the ones that can hit the road once we do this. Now,
Hmm.
here's the thing. I'm going to have understudies where to keep them here on that road, but the road is really the biggest target because you're going to know whether you belong. But I'll guarantee you, anybody that hits that road with me, they're gonna be prepped. They're gonna be ready because I know we might do 6 months of shows here in Baltimore or Maryland. I say because we do a lot of churches anyway, and the play is it was surrounded about being clean anyway. We want it clean that way we don't limit who watches it. Whether it's a kid, you don't have to get out of that room. They cussing again. You know, you're not gonna go. Now, we got everybody hitting it. That's my homeboy just hit it too. But what I'm saying is here, that's on the agenda. Probably maybe like say March to bring the play back. The casting call might come out late January, beginning of February, and also the location. Everything we'll do will be on Facebook and Instagram. Rickey Shackleford, Instagram, Rickey the Real Deal. That's my Instagram. And also you can call me too, but
Hmm.
443-226-9157. That's my personal office number to get in touch with me. But Dirk, I'm excited about 22.
Yes.
I'm already lining to do a couple concerts. I got, I want the audience to understand this. A lot of what I created, I made it happen myself.
Hmm.
Nobody gave me nothing. I created the production company where I produced 5 years in this club and 8 years in this club. I created that because I knew what my game plan was. That was a game plan. This
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, I thought about it, let me do this. No,
Yeah.
this was a game plan and it's working. And I see it getting better because my life is straight down. I'm on focus.
Mhm.
At
Well, I've
64,
noticed.
at 64, I can't make mistakes now.
Yeah.
Mistakes is money. It's a lot of money. It's a
We
lot of
didn't
money that
talk
I
about
can make.
everything. We didn't talk about a lot of the stuff that I know, and there was no
Sure.
need. There was no need
Well, no
because
need. And I was having the fun with this general conversation that we having, and I'm
you've
I'm
been
glad
through a
you
lot,
came.
bro.
I've been through a lot, but you know what? No, I was raised. I say that again. And I got to give mama props. My mother was the truth, brother. I respected my mother more than everybody respected their mother in some way. But my mother, you don't miss somebody till they're gone because people say all the time, boy, you act just like your mom. That mean I wear a dress. No, I was not just, I ain't
That means
never
I
wearing no
wear a
dress.
dress.
I ain't Howard G. I ain't wearing no dress.
Mama G. Oh, that's gonna be good when y'all do that podcast. Oh man, when y'all start mixing it up. Oh my
We're
goodness.
gonna mix it up and we're gonna create the characters. Like I was telling you, I even do characters. I might bring Rick James on there, a lot of stuff where I can have the freedom to do it. And I want to give him a prop too, the Coyote Man and Sanji from the entertainment, the Coyote Entertainment. Uh, that was part of the game plan was to get involved with
Great
other.
interview, by the way. Excuse me.
Right.
I
Yeah,
saw
it
it.
was the basic. Oh, you saw the interview.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the interview with you on there.
Well, that's when we decided, me and Howard could make a difference on that podcast because they've done a lot of things. And he just said, man, that's going to be great. You got two powers coming together in this town. See, we're going to get a chance to open the market up. So Bobby had asked him out, can he do an audition? We ain't shutting nobody down. If you can do the part, we're going to know because we're veterans. We know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
So we're not going to shut it down because I make no excuses for people coming late, and I don't like that. You
Yeah.
know,
You better
like
be ready, Bobby. Ricky don't play.
Dirk was late today. He said, I'm gonna send it to you 7:15, and I got it 7:32. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I
real
ain't beat you up.
true story.
And
True story.
I tell the truth, Derek. The truth shall set you free.
Yeah. And,
That's the
and so, couple other people here. James Wheeler. This is part of my family. I told you way
James
back.
Willis.
Yeah, that
We grew up together.
yeah, he's telling you that I'm his peeps, and his
Oh
mom is
wow.
my sister-in-law,
Well,
Skip.
you and James got that same kind of head too. They got what I call a Dick Tracy head.
Damn, that's crazy. You ain't never called me that before.
I
That's crazy,
know, but I'm
man.
creative, and I'm thinking
You
of James
got a
and your
Dick
head.
Tracy head.
Y'all got a Dick Tracy head. But
And
no, we family, man. We went to
yeah,
high school and
yeah.
and I say elementary school.
Mhm.
I didn't follow people because I think he's a couple of years. I think he was my brother's age. My brother, but no, but everybody knew me because I was the paper boy in the neighborhood. And Fairfield, where we came from, was real close knit. Everybody knew each other. We went to elementary school, we went to middle school together, and high school. Everybody knew each other. That's why, and we respect each other too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I told you a story long and short how some guy walked up to me and it just almost brought a tear in my eye. Say, man, your neighborhood really appreciate they you make them look good, you
Mm.
know. But that came because my mother did not play. My mother was the equalizer. She didn't
Of the
play.
whole
And
neighborhood.
the
Mm.
whole neighborhood, we were so close, Dark. If it was 500 people in that whole neighborhood, they knew each other.
Mhm.
And I'm just giving you a random number. Um, One of the things is never forget where you come from was one of my stand-up. The stuff about the paper route, that was from my
Mhm.
neighborhood. I'm
Yeah.
going to change the world came when I got into the world. Well, listen to all these problems we dealing with. And
Mhm.
I think I've done a lot. I'm looking forward to 22. I'm thankful for where I've been, what I'm doing, and where I'm going. Because if he keep me, brother, I'm more determined. See, that's the key to the passion in. I'm more determined now than I was when I first started. That's
Yeah,
that
it resonates.
sure.
It just emits off of you. I'm telling you, I'm watching you.
Yeah,
I've been
sure.
studying your every movement on coming from your camera, while trying to get everybody involved. My aunt, that's my aunt Jackie. They're together.
Okay. Okay.
And
Oh,
she's
okay.
yeah. So
Hi,
and
Jackie.
I'm just looking at you, and I'm just like, this is incredible. That's why I wanted to show. I'm surprised it didn't appear, but that's okay. How you looked in 8 years ago, essentially,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
there's not much difference. As I look at the screen, I still got it up on my screen,
Well,
and
well, you're gonna be shocked that when I was lifting weights in the gym the other day, first thing came to my mind is, see, your appearance is everything. I didn't want to be that guy with a big stomach, look like Santa Claus in June. I don't want
yeah,
to be that fat guy. I mean, not to degrade fat people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
sure.
saying conditioning, looking good, taking care of yourself, shaving. That's what you do. My
Mhm.
presentations, my presence is everything to me.
Yes, it is.
And I'm glad that I'm on the pace that I'm in because I'm at a stage where I'm seasoned. See, I'm seasoned now. This is when, man, I ain't taking no prisoners when I hit that microphone. I have a
Yeah,
show coming up on the 17th, next Friday. It's going to be in on Charles Street. I can't think of the name of the club because I don't. My calendar's. I'm trying. I haven't even got to 22 yet. So the
mhm.
22, I couldn't find one. My phone acting crazy. I don't even want to go there. But my point is, I can't tell you exactly what these, but they will be posted. Let's
Yeah.
put it that.
Well,
They will be
I'll
posted.
share. Excuse me. I mean, cut you off, but when you
Sure.
set this stuff up, especially now, the audience is going to be wanting to see, uh, you know, when these posters or when these shows are being presented, especially after doing this show. I'm going to do my part in sharing those posts when they come up, so that way the audience, your now new audience. I mean, there's a few people here. I mean, even my good buddy Nick says, "Thanks for making him laugh." I mean, you brought, including myself, you brought joy this evening and laughter and a warm feeling, something that felt good, and people know what things that feel good feel like to the show. So I want them to remain fans or interested in what's coming up, because that, we all have to do our part, like you said, things that you do at BWT. You've helped so many people, so Monique and all these people who have even you. Tanya said it. That's where she got it from. That energy, that style, that drive to proceed forward. And I would have to say the same thing happened to me that time period around you. I mean, it's weird. 8 years ago, I was there. We were there. There was a connection made during that period of time. So I appreciate you for everything that you've done for me, because losing my father, I needed something, somebody, and that's why back then you said I was way different. I didn't do a lot of talking,
That's right.
way more humble on a level where I just was just trying to find my way. You helped. You brought me in. You embraced the whole idea of what I wanted to do. You supported it, and you did it very professional. So I'll always remember that, and that's something I hold dear. You know that this is. I'm not
Yeah,
just on the show.
but but
I'm not on the
but,
show talking that. That's
but
true.
I want to say this, and not to. My mother used to call it "Don't toot your own horn," but that was my whole purpose, is to help people that are positive. See, you always been positive. It was easy to help you. Your spirit has been crumbled a little because you went through something. We all going to go through something. It's not what you go through; it's how you come out. So when you think of Rickey Shackleford, brother, I'm the eye of the tiger. You might hear some Rocky music in the
I
middle.
hear the tide. Yeah,
I told you
yeah.
I watched that movie, but I do things that make me to motivate me now, because
Yeah,
I know that I'm better doing it myself than looking for a fan base to cheer me on. Just
true.
you do the same work it took to get there, you continue to do the same work to stay there, if that makes any sense. You want to stay in the game, you got to do the same work.
Yeah.
However you got there, that's why I tell you, I'm not trying to bleed your audience while patting you on your back. You did a
No,
lot of work to get
I
there.
appreciate that.
You got to do
Yes,
the same work to stay there,
I got to keep
and
it going. Yes, sir.
keep your circle in that same way. It's
Yeah.
people that's positive, doing positive things, and you've seen the highs and lows of what I do. You've seen steam come out of my head. You're gonna cook some shrimp
Oh,
on
I've seen
it,
you. I've
a
seen you in
hamburger
rare
on it.
form. Only a
You
couple
see,
times. Only a couple
but I think but you got to live right too, and that's important.
times.
You got to live right. You live right, good things happen. That's simple as that. If you live that certain way, you're gonna get what you deserve. As simple as that. There's no complaints. But I really enjoyed this night, D. But we've been up here longer than I thought it was gonna be. It's been an
Well,
hour.
I mean, listen. I was, I usually get to my point where, I'm trying to close out the show, but this happens a lot. Lately, it's been happening as the show goes on. It seems to
Sure,
build up. People, yeah. I mean, Tanya, she's been. I mean, she's saying great show. And by the way, I haven't really addressed the audience too much tonight, because This is somebody you guys don't understand who this guy is to me. I mean, and maybe
sure.
you do, because I think I've been saying it quite a few times already.
Yeah,
But he means something to me. So I haven't really addressed the chat room the way I usually do. So love you, Auntie. That's my Aunt Jackie. Everybody's been watching. Nick, thank you, Bobby, Tanya. I wasn't even expecting you to come on tonight. She's said you're the best, Rick, and she said it was a great show. My auntie said great show. So this is what I do this for, because people tell me they're going to call me tomorrow and they're going to say, "Who's your next guest?" They're going to
sure.
say, "You got to do your show." Even when I don't really feel like, oh man, I said I'm going to do this show. They're like, "You got a show tonight?" Bobby will he'll chew my head off. You ain't do a show. So this is something that I said I was going to do, and I'm going to do, and I'm going to continue to showcase people like yourself, because there's a lot of people out there that are doing things, and
That's
I
right.
just want to I'm doing like what you're doing, in a sense of same thing why you even want to do a podcast. Now if you remember, yourself had started something not too long ago, remember, down the lounge. So this is something also that you've had endeavors to do as well, because why we have this knack to reach out to people and give them a
But
platform
well,
to
I want
speak.
to say this real quick since you mentioned it. I basically but I wanted the right situation.
Mhm.
One of the things that Coyote Man said to me, Ricky, you've been doing this too long. You just can't take no any situation. It's got to be the right situation, and I'm praying on it Sunday when I go to church because that's going to be the right situation. Because he's been out there a lot of years. I've been out there. We know a lot of people. I'm telling you, I'm not going to forget where I come from to help the ones that help me. That's trying to do something positive. I don't want no hate in these relationships. I want help. There's a difference in hate and help. We got to help each other. That's what BWT is all about, helping each other, not tearing each other down and lifting each other up. I'm saying I see the difference in you and night and day. I know it sounds like we talk about a slow dance with all this passion.
Hey,
I ain't slow dancing with you, Derek.
no,
I didn't
no,
cross.
I
I'm
know
not.
how you get.
Hey, look, I'm not the chicken that crossed the other side of the road.
Nah, we not like that. We not
No, we
quite
ain't like that. So, but we love each other and respect,
absolutely.
and that's what we're talking about. So, um, look for some great things coming up in 22 because they already set up. I'm just excited about now. You got to get excited about your business. That's how you make it happen. Get excited about your vision. And I'm sharing that with the ones that's listening. Get excited. And I might sound like a motivational speaker because I am one. You
Yeah, you
see,
are.
I want you to
Yes, you
both
are.
take that energy that I'm giving you and put all into the passion of things you like to do. You heard it from Rickey Shackleford. I got to check out there, Derek
All right.
Strowman. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas to you, man.
Merry Christmas,
And,
Rick.
and to see your daughter on another video, I'm going to get her a modeling job.
Yeah, I know. I know. We stay busy. We got some stuff coming up, and
I
I
love that.
appreciate you. I appreciate your time, Rick. I really, really do. Take care. I'll see you soon.
Hey, man,
Obviously,
I can't wait to see this. I
oh
enjoyed
yeah,
it. I like the conversation, and we both look good on this thing.
yeah, yeah. I'll share it to your page too, so it'll be up there.
do
And
do
again,
that, man. And like I said, we'll be in touch because I got other podcasts. I want you to talk to these people.
yes,
Y'all
sir.
all need to kind of network when put them in premium blend when you get a chance, but they need to do the same, reciprocate. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? All right,
yeah.
bro.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you, Rick. Hey,
Merry
take care of
Christmas
yourself,
to
brother.
all, and all good night.
Good
Thank you,
night,
sir.
sir. See you, brother. You're welcome. Later.
Later.
Wow. That was a special, very special guest episode for me, just because everything that we forementioned, the relationship, the connection that we have, everything, the battles, not between him and I, because believe it or not, there was a pretty good cohesive level of communication that was sorted out because him and I flow in a similar pattern with what makes sense and logic and how to do business and how to create and move on and think about the next day or what's the next step. So having him around really, really meant a lot to me during that time and still does to this day. As he mentioned, as we talked about, it's 8 years later, and here we are. We've grown. We're still doing it. We still feel good. We have a lot of positive stuff going on. A lot of you watching the show already know that because some of you are involved with some of the stuff that I'm doing. Some of you are involved with the stuff that he's doing. So that we are definitely telling the truth here. And I'm still live here. I'm still looking at the chat room here. And let's see. You have to come to a show when you headline. So Tanya, yes, just let me know. I believe we are Facebook friends now. All you have to do is give me the information. You see that I show up. If I can make it, I'm there. And as simple as that. Um, and obviously, at the end of the day, that's what matters. If I can make it, I'm going to be there. I love support, and I go out a lot. You hear us talking. You've seen me at a couple events. Um, this particular comic industry, they know who I am. I started out my company, Strowman Entertainment, started out doing comedy shows. That was it. There was nothing else. I wasn't hosting parties. I wasn't bringing in bands, which all that started to develop into. I wasn't doing movies, none of that. I started Stroman Entertainment strictly based on comedy. And I reached out to the comedians. I reached out to a few establishments where I was hosting these events, and I got my break. And then I get to meet people like you, Tanya, people like Howard, people like Rickey, Adam Dodd. I mean, so many other Wendy Townsend. Townsend, she works at 98 Rock now. The list goes on. I can go on and on and on. Walter Strowski. It goes on and on and on. And that's how I got my foundation as Stroman Entertainment. That's where it all stemmed from. So if anybody didn't know that, I'm not sure I tell that story too much anymore because it kind of seems like somewhat of a thing of the past a little bit because what I do now, because now it's about film primarily. Um, you know, putting stuff on the big screen is what I really want to do. Uh, what I really try to help people out with as well. A lot of castings. I'm working with a lot of producers, a lot of writers, directors. So that's that's getting into the entertainment industry. Even starting out doing comedy, I was a young aspired actor. So I needed some kind of niche. Comedy was the niche that I found to help develop myself into the entertainment industry. So that's the short story. I don't know who's even still watching anymore, but um, I kind of feel good letting that out because I don't really tell the that part of the story anymore. So I don't want to keep you guys up any later. It's already 9:36. I feel as though it was a pretty good show. I hope you all enjoyed the show. You can replay it at any time. It is also on YouTube if you're more of a YouTuber. And I want everybody to have a great rest of your week. It's Wednesday night. We got a couple more days left in the week. We got Christmas right around the corner, and believe it or not, a New Year that's right around the corner. If you listen to the show, you heard Rick talk so much about next year. Well, next year is here. We're closing this year out. 2021 came, and it essentially left just as quickly as it got here. So I'm glad to get this year done with. Um, I'm ready for something new. And if you heard it in Rick's voice, he is too. He's inspired. He's like a second lease on life. That like he never. He's not aging. He found a youth somewhere or something. You know what I mean? He's got a stupendous energy, and it's awesome to see. And I am trying to close the show, but I'm getting a couple more comments. Okay, yeah, Tanya, loved it. Have a great night, and I will. And you do the same. Um, James, hey man, we are here. Yes, sir, we are here, man. I need to see you guys. I need to get better. I need to reach out to family more. I'm trying to do it in ways like this. Um, this is what I do now, and I'll say this, and I'll shut the show down. Okay, this is my way of reaching out. You all know how I grew up. My father took me away overseas uh, years ago, and it was hard for me to um, find that connection with my native area of Baltimore City, where I'm from, where I was born. So I'm distant still. That way, that mentality of being a foreigner is still sets in my mind. But I found an avenue. This is an avenue. You see me, we're Facebook friends, and chime in, say hi. I'm reaching out to everybody. This is a live feed that's broadcasting throughout the entire Facebook, and YouTube. Okay, at the same time. So I'm trying to reach out the ways that I know how to reach out. So when you see me, give me a shout out sometimes and say, "Hey, I'm here," and I love you all. And I just trying to show it in whatever shape, way, and manner that I can. and involve everybody in the conversation, because that's what this is about. This is the heightened form of a phone call, okay, or a video chat, okay. That's what this is, and we just try to give it a particular kind of format to where people can get involved. Okay. So, all right, I'm done with my philosophical stuff that you guys hear all the time. Love you all. And again, this has been a Speak Your Mind show. I don't know who my guest for next Wednesday is going to be, but we'll find out soon enough. Until then, you all have a great night.